Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in San Antonio, Texas, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Ben Negru with Alliance Realty Group, for making this tour possible. I'll leave all of the information in the description for you to check out. Now, starting on the exterior, family, you see we have the clean look. You have the stucco on the exterior, the natural stone along the chimney right there, and then your metal roof. Now, you have fresh sod here available. Your 3-car garage is right over there to the left. You have a long driveway, and that slopes down right over there, and you still have plenty of parking available. Now, they just got done staging this one. I'm so excited to bring this one to you, family. I think you will love this one just as much as I do. Now, you do have the lush landscaping, as you can see, and then I'll turn you around so you can see the front yard before we do continue. Beautiful. So this one is situated in a gated community, which I know you can certainly appreciate. And then as we continue to our covered front porch, look at this. So now you got the wood-clad soffit recessed lights right here on the outside and plenty of space available. You can go ahead and add some rocking chairs without any issues and just relax and enjoy the view. But let's go ahead and get you inside this beautiful property. Okay, so let's do a full pan and then we'll start in the great room. Beautiful. So extremely open, the soaring ceilings right over here. Look at this. So you have the vaulted ceiling design. Look at those beautiful starburst crystal chandeliers right there. Really sets the tone as soon as you walk in. Now you are going to have white oak floors. Then you see the additional windows right there, and then plenty of space to entertain. Now, as we do continue right here, you have the floor to ceiling natural stone fireplace right there. I love that they continued it all the way up there. Then you have the upper windows, as you can see, beautiful sconces. I'm seeing that more and more as we go through some of these luxury homes and some that are going to come to the channel in the future. So you let me know what you think about the sconces in the great room. Perfect. So now you have the double doors leading you to your covered backyard patio. We'll see that a little bit later on in the tour if you want to have that indoor outdoor living. Now, as we do continue right here, look at this. You still have massive ceilings as you enter inside of the kitchen. Now, you are going to have the pendant lights hanging down right above your massive island right here. Quartz countertops. Again, the continued quartz backsplash right there. Look at the way this complements the floors. Now, one thing I know you may like, and just based on the feedback, right? So again, you have this sink overlooking your backyard. So I know just, based on the feedback and based on the time that we've been doing this, gosh, a year, 2 years, I haven't got a lot of positive feedback, at least from the sink inside the island. So let me know. We continue to get new viewers every single month, which I certainly appreciate, and I always welcome the feedback as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up some of these cabinets for you. So you got some storage available right there. Almost looked like an appliance garage, but I didn't see an outlet. But you can imagine doing your dishes right here. Look at that beautiful view. You got your pool and spa. You still have a ton of space on both sides. And then of course your covered backyard patio. Now, as we do continue, you got your panel ready dishwasher right over here. Then you got your trash drawer. So very sleek. You got the shaker style cabinets with the gold hardware, as you can see. And then even continuing over here, you have some additional space. All right, so now as I flip you around over here, look at this. You got your built-in Gen-Air microwave right here. Your Gen-Air range on this side, 6 burners and a griddle. You got your matte black pot filler, sleek vent hood right here, and then your panel-ready refrigerator. So look at the amount of storage that you still have available. Let's open up some of these drawers for you. All soft close. You got a wine fridge right here. And then I know you've seen that wine room. We'll get to that in just a second. As always, let's open up this refrigerator. Look at that. Now, let me know what you think about the black paint in here. A touch that you don't really see quite often. I know some folks may love it, some may not. So I encourage you to leave the feedback below, open up some dialogue. Okay, now heading over here to our breakfast nook. Plenty of space. You see that's a 6-seater dining table. You still have a ton of room on both sides. Beautiful chandelier hanging down. You got your picture windows and then the upper windows right there with the grids inside. So an incredible view, but look how open and endless this, or at least the common areas, the kitchen, great room and all that stuff, feels really endless in dimension. All right, so since we are on this side, let's go ahead and continue. Before we head to the wine room right to my left, look at this, looking at our pantry. So you got floating shelves in here, quartz countertops, the same material as you can see, but the white oak floors extends here. You got a beverage fridge and then some more counter space. So a ton of room to prep any food dish you can imagine in here. And then look at that. You have your iron door leading you into the pantry with the glass panes. Now, heading in here, temperature controlled, but look at that. You see the white oak paneling in here, glass enclosed, and you have a ton of space to store any amount of a wine that you can imagine. Now, if you need a little bit more space than this, we might need to have an intervention. Just kidding, but you have a ton of room to work with. Okay, so now first bedroom. This one's gonna be a sole bedroom by itself. You see the other ones on the other wing of the house, or the other side of the house rather. So this will be a perfect guest suite. You still have a ton of room. You have the separate bathroom and closet. And then look at this, you already got your built-in shelving and rods ready to go. And quite frankly, for this to be in a gated community and to be, at least at the time of this recording, to be under 1.5 is pretty incredible. All right, so now heading to the ensuite. Again, the quartz countertops, but you do have the champagne bronze right there. And then you see the gold on this side, but that's champagne bronze right here. Look at that. Beautiful. And I love inside the quartz this type of style because you have these veins right here that just increase the appeal or the appearance. And then you can see right here, look at that. Got porcelain tile in here, that rain shower head, and then your elegant sconces on both sides of your mirror. So like I said, perfect for a guest suite. It's section that, has their own privacy. This will be coming in from your 3-car garage. Now, looking at our mudroom, look at that. You see the white oak panels again in here, but then you have your built-in bench with the quartz, shaker style again. You got a massive window right above there. And look at our laundry room. Man, so you got a massive sink in here, your folding counter right here above your washer and dryer hookup. And then look at the wall-to-wall cabinetry that you get to work with. The joke I always make is when you have a spacious laundry room like this, you can have the entire family here helping you out, folding all the clothes, and you can knock it out in no time. And then here we go. Extremely spacious 3-car garage, epoxy flooring in here, windows surrounding here, creates not only the natural light on the inside, but the aesthetic from the outside. So I'm a huge fan of that. And before we do continue, let's open these up. So you do got some shelving in here, as you can see. Let's see if that's the same on this side too. Okay. Me personally, I think it might make sense to add, some hooks in there. You can hang some things, especially as we start to head into winter. You might want to hang some coats in there and have that discreet look. But, who am I? Just, a home tour. Okay. So what I want to go ahead and do is we'll see right back there in just a moment. But I want you to see the study before we do continue, because this one's incredible. Look at the space that you get in here. You already got your fireplace. You may recall that from the outside where you have the more gray stone on the outside, but you still have the floor to ceiling natural stone on your fireplace for your fireplace around, the herringbone pattern firebox as you can see, and then these massive windows to bring in all that light. Perfect. Perfect to work from home. See, it's a gas fireplace. And then of course you can always add the logs in there if you wanted to. But as we come back out through here, let's take a look at our primary suite. Before we do continue, you got an additional storage closet on this side that you can work with. And let me not turn you around too fast and see our primary suite. You know, when I make that sound, I'm excited. So now in here, you see the vaulted ceilings right above there, beautiful chandelier. You do got your fireplace here, as you can see, but look at the room that you still have on both sides. That's not a king bed, that's a queen. However, even if you had the king in here, you still have a ton of room to work with. But you can also add an additional sitting area. You see your sconces right above there as well. And just look at the depth. Beautiful. So I love that. And then now heading into our ensuite, look at this. So I'll show you on this side first. And then look at this. You got your massive wet room, zero threshold again, massive shower niche. Look at that. That rain shower deal right there is perfect. Real discreet. And then your soaker tub is perfect. But then, as I turn you around right over here, look at this. So again, the quartz countertops, the champagne bronze, but then you have your designated cosmetic area straight ahead, and then the dual sinks that you can work with. Got a towel closet here. Right behind me is the water closet. Let me turn you around slowly. There you go. And then now you got your double doors leading you in to your primary closet. So extremely spacious. Of course, down the road, I would always, I'm just always a big fan of the continued shelving all the way to the ceiling. Even if you don't need it, it's always nice to have just to know, maybe you want to increase the wardrobe down the road, right? If you do, then you won't be mad. But look at this, plenty of storage available. Just even looking at the dimensions, as you can see, you still have a ton of room to accommodate any size wardrobe for you and your partner. And then imagine this view every single day. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going straight back to look at the other wing of the house. But so far, if you haven't, let me know in the comments what you think. What do you like? What do you dislike? And are you a fan of the black paint in the common areas? Now, you have multiple access points, as you can see. So you got your double iron doors right here leading you to the extended covered backyard patio. Got your powder room right over here. Let me make sure you see the vanity before we continue. Look at that. All right. Next bedroom, straight ahead, white oak floors again. As you can see, look at this. So you still have a ton of room. You can imagine an additional nightstand right over here, but that is a queen bed. You got your accent wall that we had seen inside of the first bedroom, but this one's going to be your ensuite where you're going to have that closet and bathroom combination. But again, the matte black hardware, even mirror frame right there. This is going to have a walk-in shower, not zero threshold, but still have a decent amount of space to work with. But you have your shower niche. Love to see that. And let's see how spacious our closet is. So not overly massive, but I still love that we have the walk-in feature in here and our built-ins. Get you a better close-up of the materials right here. Not bad. And like I said, I mean, for the price, I get comments all the time talking about, what the heck is going on with the prices? They're just out of control. We're starting to see some stabilization. And in fact, in certain parts of the country, coming down substantially. So definitely stay tuned for that. Other parts are still holding steady. And don't get me wrong, there's other locations, especially some of these gated communities that we've been in, still are experiencing significant appreciation, especially, due to supply and demand. But in here again, queen bed, your nightstand right there, and look at your ensuite. So you do have a massive vanity, but you see the brushed nickel right there as far as your sconce and your faucet right there. So an interesting choice. And look at that. Still a ton of room. They changed it up with the material in here, as you can see, but beautiful nonetheless. And then similar size walk-in closet. So really impressive. I mean, I had the good fortune of just turning on the lights before I started the video, but really not paying attention to, it in depth. I like you, or at least I like us to go through the home together and just, enjoy it, and really just to get our personal thoughts just from scratch. So that was the main thing. But now heading inside of here, bonus room or game room, if you want to use it as that. Again, you got the vaulted ceilings, as you can see, white oak floors. And then you may have noticed these clear doorknobs throughout the home. I know I didn't point that out, but I just wanted to do so. And see that nice subtle accent walk in here. But extremely roomy, a ton of space to work with. All right, so now we've seen the entire home. I don't think we missed anything. Hopefully we didn't. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our backyard. So, as you can see, we do have a pull-in spa. You already got your grill over there. It's not built in, but you already have it ready to go. You see your cedar soffit back here, extended all the way over here. So if you had your guests, you can just have them out here. You still have a ton of room to have a full dining set out here. You can certainly accommodate. And then you got your Thor grill over here. And this is the perfect weather to go ahead and grill. Oh gosh, any day is a perfect day to grill, in my opinion. And look at that. Beautiful. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in San Antonio, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you could see yourself living in? What features did you like? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.